Alright, I uploaded a pretty huge video a while ago, so it's time to chill out and have a nice fun time ranking all the sex kicks in Smash Ultimate. Why? I don't know, just for fun, I kinda just felt like it. Sex kick aerials are the ones like Mario, Link, and Fox's neutral airs. It's like this static looking kick, usually a sweet spot at the start of the move and a weaker sour spot after, both of which have all sorts of cool uses. And yeah, they may look a little uninspired and kind of lazy in terms of design, but they actually are pretty important moves in a character's kit. For this list, I'm only going to be ranking 11 neutral airs that actually function like conventional sex kicks. Some moves technically qualify according to the Smash wiki, but they either aren't neutral airs or they are neutral airs, but they don't really play the same role. So I left them out to keep the comparison clean. Because ranking videos inherently start a ton of discourse, and I've seen how this community can handle hot takes, let me just make it extra clear that I joined all 11 character discords and asked them all this question. I had some cool conversations with all sorts of cool and knowledgeable people, and in the end most of them seemed comfortable with my ranking, even those who had their mains ranked pretty low. So you're obviously free to disagree, just know that this ranking isn't just me talking out my ass, right? Finally, sorry, I know sometimes my intros are a little bit too long, I'm ranking these moves both based on how they are in a vacuum, and I'm ranking them inside the context of the character it's attached to. I'm gonna try to do a mix of both. I feel like most YouTubers kind of do one or the other. I'm gonna try to do both. All right, let's do it. Let's begin. Alright, so let me start this ranking real quick. I want to make it clear that none of these moves are bad. I asked every character Discord if they thought their Nair was one of their top 5 moves, and all of them said yes. Puff has a great neutral air, and her player base uses this move a bunch. They even have a sticker for it on their Discord to celebrate their Nair. It just gets beat up by the others in this list. Hopefully my explanation can explain it. So Puff Nair is great for edge guards, tech chases, some combo extending, and some combo finishing, and the fact that it's active for 23 frames paired with this airspeed and Puff's jumps, it's just a great move to throw out while you're flying around the stage. When Puff does the thing where she carries you to the end of the stage, most of the time she uses forward air, but Nair is good if you suspect that someone's gonna air dodge in, or as a combo finisher if you want to end the fair train early. Moving away from the good stuff, to start, the hitbox isn't stupid. It looks like a fair, balanced hitbox, something not every Nair has. When it comes to landing, it's safe on shield. On paper, -4. That's great. That's a really small number. That's really good. But as someone who mains a floaty character with safe aerials myself, yeah, timing your Nair to be super safe on shield is going to be a lot harder than timing, I don't know, Cloud's up air, for example, a move that is -5 on shield. His fall speed just makes it easier to get the timing right, and because Puff is a very, very slow faller, then it's going to be harder to get the timing right. Finally, Puff has some good boxing options outside of Nair. Her other aerials come out like 1 or 2 frames later and also offer cool uses. Even among other aerials, it's not the best one out of them, but also Puff's aerials are really good, so it's a tough, it's a tough competition. Again, this move is great. Top 5 Puff move. In her kit, it's great. In a vacuum, it's probably alright. I don't know. This move is meant to go well with her airspeed, and I'm not sure how this move would do in another kit, for example. Even in the Puff Discord, I heard things like, yeah, her Nair isn't really insane. It's just great because of the air drift, which makes a ton of sense. Up next, we got Dr. Mario. Starting off with the good, it's easier to land the sweet spot, because remember how I said most sex kicks are strong at first and weak after? Dr. Mario is the other way around. The strong hit is the late hit, and for a sex kick, it is pretty strong. Not every sex kick is a kill move, and this one is. The late hit being strong means that not only is Doc Nair better at killing, but its late hit also beats most sex kicks at stuffing out projectiles and beating out moves, and it's kind of insane at ledge trapping, because, you know, the sweet spot lasts longer, and you can just press it and you're good. It's good out of shield, at least considering Doc's weak range, even though you already have your up B, but if you ever want to go for a safer option, you got Nair. And as a landing option to set up for tech chases, it's also pretty nice. It's also really safe on shield, and it comes out on frame 3. That's kind of incredible, but you'll see that safety on shield is kind of something all sex kicks share, so it doesn't really boost it up on the list as much as, you know, Doc mains would like it to. Now on to its weaknesses. For one, it's attached to Dr. Mario. Like, don't get me wrong, Dr. Mario's stats synergize greatly with this move. This Nair is perfect for a slow character, but that's kind of who Doc is, right? You know, really good moves put into a character that's too slow to abuse them as well as he'd like to. Other than that, another weakness it has is that its use as a get off me move isn't as great. It works because it's frame 3, but if you're mashing Nair out of a combo, you're gonna hit with the sour spot, not the sweet spot like with other sex kicks. This means that it really won't be as good at getting people off you up until later percents. Otherwise, your opponent is gonna get hit with a really weak hit, which might let them make it back in time to keep hitting you before your animation ends. Kinda like a frame trap, except you're, you know, frame trapping yourself in this case. Finally, I guess it's just not as universally great when compared to other nairs in this list. A lot of the moves up next, you can kind of just throw them out whenever, but in Doc's case, it really doesn't have that Swiss Army knife vibe. So yeah, switching to the in a vacuum perspective, I think this move would really only do well if we placed it on neutralers that already were in combo moves. Faster characters would probably prefer a combo nair, and slower characters that have combo neutralers like Byleth or DDD kind of use their nairs a lot for that sort of stuff. And I'm sure they would prefer to keep their own nairs than to have one like this one. They would lose a pretty big part of their kit. Alright, this move might be the first hot take of the video because I know Yoshi players mash the shit out of this move, and I'm well aware that this move is busted. And if we were ranking these only in the context of their kit, then this move would be a lot higher because it's amazing. But in a vacuum, if we were to put this move on other characters, I don't see a lot of fighters abusing this move the way Yoshi does. To start, look at the hitbox. It's not that good. It kind of has a thing Puff has where using it as shield on someone who's behind you can be risky, and his back air is frame 11. So in a vacuum, it does take a big hit. The hitbox here makes sense because Yoshi has amazing airspeed, so you're not really gonna notice it. But in a character that doesn't have amazing airspeed, then yeah, you might feel the hit of the hitbox not being very big. Something I'm thinking about, maybe Yoshi Nair would be silly on Byleth because Byleth has a range. You could probably combo Nair to tipper side B or F smash. That could be pretty fun. But Byleth's Nair is busted already anyway, and I don't know if they would prefer it. Something I'll say, in a vacuum, placing a -3 on shield Nair, that would be pretty crazy. But like I said, whenever Yoshi abuses this move, you can kind of tell that stuff only works because Yoshi is the way he is. In context, this move is incredible. You can use it for approaching, combo extending, edge guarding. He's really safe on shield. And remember when I said Puff is too floaty to consistently abuse her Nair safety? Yoshi kinda can, since he isn't as floaty as Puff. He can abuse this safety much better than Puff's -4 Nair. I'm talking about his fast fall, by the way. In terms of normal fall speed, they are both pretty floaty. And also, Yoshi has a really good ground game when most of the time Puff is flying around. So he gets a lot more of a landing mix-ups, and Nair is really good at baiting out options, which he can catch with like up tilt or up air. So it's still really good. All right, leave me alone. Young Link's Nair is a great move. It's a combo move, it's a kill move at super late percents, which comes in handy because you can struggle to kill sometimes. So you know the drill by now. A combo move, tick chases, super safe on shield. Like very, very safe on shield because it can be up to -2, which is unpunishable, and Young Link is a fast faller, so good luck punishing this one. The hitbox isn't great, but considering he's already kind of stubby, like it's actually kind of big for his kit. Something unique about Young Link's Nair is that you can actually double jump out of it. You can't do 2 Nairs in one short hop, but you can if you double jump Nair. That's kind of ridiculous. It's a mashy Nair for a mashy character. I think in a vacuum that gives it a ton of points, like the 2 Nairs in a short hop is kind of insane. But because it's not the biggest move and Young Link has amazing airspeed, I can see it losing some combo potential to DI out, something that Young Link already hates. And kind of like with Yoshi, the sweet spot does in fact set up for tech chases, but it's one of those where the angle isn't that horizontal like some other moves we're gonna see, and it can be easy to tech or jump out or A cancel it. So putting on the pressure of a tech chase isn't gonna be that common with Young Link's Nair. That's kind of all I have for Young Link Nair. Everyone in his character Discord loves this move. If any of you guys are watching, I'm sorry. It's a really good move. It's just the ones up next are either more insane or more universal. But don't misunderstand, Young Link has a really good neutral air. Alright, this one pains me because I love Sheik. She's one of my favorite casual characters, and she would actually fall apart without this move. For the longest time, I had this Nair in top 5, but then in a vacuum, you know, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Sheik's Nair is amazing. It combos, it edge guards, it sets up for tech stuff. The hitbox is out for a while, giving her some leeway to not be super precise all the time, something I'm sure Sheik players appreciate. Not the biggest move out of shield, but Sheik isn't a character that shields a lot anyway. If you shield a lot with Sheik, you're probably doing something wrong. It's insanely safe on shield, this time without Yoshi and Puff's floatiness. Like, you will never punish this move. It's good rising and it's good landing. Not all the moves in this list are good, both rising and landing. This move is incredible. It does everything, and if you don't play Sheik, you might not have noticed it up until now because this character presses a lot of buttons. But yeah, next time you play against a Sheik after watching this video, now you're gonna notice them matching this move like crazy because it works in every situation. The reason I'm placing this kind of low, despite knowing firsthand how goated overloaded this move is. For one, you know the drill, the other nairs in this list are also really good, but other than that, I can't imagine this hitbox being good on any other character. It's super tiny. If you're Sheik, this doesn't even matter. She has a speed where you're probably going to be landing it most of the time. Like, I bet a lot of Sheik players didn't even know the hitbox was this small, but on any other character that doesn't have Sheik stats, I just can't see it having the potential it has on her. In my opinion, I think it barely just beats out Yoshi and Young Link. I think I chose this one because this move has a lot of like playmaking potential, whereas Yoshi Nair, don't get me wrong, it's still a really good move, but it's kind of just a when in doubt, throw it out move, while Sheik Nairs are more deliberate. Also, the knockback angle and the fact that it's kind of weak makes it better than Yoshi's in a vacuum. Unlike the Green Lizard, this move is so weak that you don't actually need Sheik's airspeed to follow up with a move after landing this. Up next, we got Mario, and according to the Plumber Discord, this move defines the character, so placing it in the lower half feels kind of weird. But it's true, this move is amazing. It does pretty much everything except kill on its own outside of edge guards, but it combos into kill moves, so it's fine. Mario is a very kill setup character. You will very rarely see him kill with a straight hit unless it's like up smash or something. It's very fast and very safe on shield, and unlike Young Link, you can't double jump out of it, but you can double jump out of all his other aerials other than forward air, so you can do the same thing that Young Link can, just as long as your first aerial isn't nair or forward air. I think my favorite thing about this move is how much it helps diversify Mario's combos. If you're fighting a Mario on Battlefield, then you already know they're gonna try to get some up air business and kill you off the top. But if you're a bracket, nobody is gonna want to play on Battlefield with you, right? So on stages where the platforms aren't high enough to help you kill off the top, nair comes in to help you make your combos more horizontal. People forget this sometimes, but this guy doesn't always need up air ladders to cheese you. Other than that, usual stuff you're gonna hear in most of these entries: great out of shield, great for tech chases, and edge guards. Contrary to Doc's nair, this move isn't the best for ledge traps because this time the sweet spot is the one at the very start. And also, Mario has some amazing ledge options already. Like, why settle for nair ledge traps when you can do cape ledge trumps or down tilt? He has dash attack. But if you're able to punish a quick get up option, nair can be a good move out of shield because it's your fastest move that sends opponents outside like this. Overall, this move is kind of the standard sex kick. Mario makes sure to use it to its full potential, and I think out of context it would be pretty great too. Given Mario's pretty standard movement stats, I think most characters would do well with an air like this one, unless you're like a nair character like Palu or Byleth or ZSS, right? But in general, I think most characters could find good uses for it. Alright, we're in the top half now, so you know, no complaining about your main. Alright, Wolf Nair is interesting because it kind of reminds me of Sheik Nair or Mario Nair in the sense that it does it all, at least according to the Wolf Discord server, but this move is just better than both of them. Based on the stuff that the Wolf Discord told me, it has better priority than both of these moves. The hitbox is huge. It's -4 to -5 on shield, very safe. It can kill, it can set up for tech chases, and it's just an overall great move that I think is amazing on Wolf's kit, and in a vacuum, a lot of characters would be fine with an air like this one. So yeah, all the stuff that you've heard about nairs so far, when I say nairs are good for landing or stuffing out moves or tech chases or combos into grabs, all that stuff, you know, killing on late percents, all of that, Wolf's Nair just does that better than every nair I've showed you so far. You could pretty easily describe it as Mario's nair, but better. Let's talk a little more about the hitbox, right? Some of these sex kicks have the thing of like being hard to space because they're not the biggest moves, and you kind of have to rely on stuff like airspeed with Yoshi and Puff and stuff, but Wolf's Nair has some hurtbox shifting, making it easier to space than you might expect. So yeah, most characters would like this nair unless they're a nair character. This move would destroy Ike, for example, but on characters that have nairs that send out, like more standard nairs like, I don't know, Duck Hunt or Lucas or something, I think this would be an upgrade for most. Alright, this one's weird because for the longest time while I was gathering info for this ranking, I was actually only gonna consider these moves in context. I only decided I wanted to consider them in a vacuum too up until kind of last minute stuff, which means that for the longest time, Luigi was number 2. If we were basing these solely within the context of the character's kit, this would be a top 5 nair in the whole game. I had to knock it down a couple spots when I decided to include in a vacuum too, but hear me out because I think this is just an insane move. To start, frame 3, very fast, but that's kind of standard for Luigi. This guy has some insane frame data. Save on shield, but Luigi is floaty, so it's a little tricky to time right, and the knockback angle is the most unique in this list because it sends straight up. This means that it'll never set up for tech chases or combo into grabs like the nairs that I have talked about before, but Luigi doesn't care about that stuff because in his kit, if you use it landing, it's pretty much guaranteed Luigi has a true follow-up, especially thanks to his great jump height, and these follow-ups can vary from back air to up B or down B, and just with these 3 options this alone, you can already tell it's a really good combo move. So yeah, like I said earlier, this means you can't use it for free edge guards like you can with most sex kicks, but trust me, Luigi doesn't care about that, especially because he has forwarder if he wants to edge guard like that. And alright, I need a whole paragraph to talk about this move as a combo breaker. So Luigi has two main aggressive combo breakers. We got Nair and we got down B. Down B comes out on frame 1, it has invincibility, it kills, it's busted, and Nair comes out a couple frames later, but you can get combos out of it. This makes it incredibly dangerous to overextend on Luigi. He is a master of turning your combos against you, and if you guess wrong, you can eat a ton of damage or die. If you're comboing him and you're expecting a frame 1 down B, so you wait, he can Nair and buffer a fast fall, and you eat a Nair and he follows it up with whatever he wants. So if you're expecting a frame 3 Nair and you guess wrong, you can get hit with Cyclone, and if you're close enough to the blast zone, you can just die off the top. You need to be super careful when you hit Luigi, and Nair is one of the reasons why. It is a very, very powerful combo breaker. It has a little bit of risk involved because it doesn't have any invincibility like down B, I guess, or other really good combo breakers like Martha Lucina up B, but if it hits, he gets a lot of mileage off it. So that's kind of why I think Luigi Nair is insane. It doesn't offer the Swiss Army knife potential that Mario or Sheik's Nairs have, but the stuff that it does do, it gives Luigi an insanely good reward off of a frame 3 move that is really safe on shield. It is busted. When I think about this move in a vacuum, I'm thinking characters that would be able to combo it into strong kill moves would do pretty well. Kind of like Luigi can do Nair into up B or Nair into back air or down B. Any other character with a similar move that can be comboed out of the Nair, they would love it. I think Mario would hate this Nair, for example, but like Ike could combo his Nair into up B. Imagine Bowser with this move. He could pretty much combo it into any aerial or side B, or like Byleth into up B or Byleth into back air could be possible, but maybe not at kill percents, but I don't know. I guess I knocked it down from second place because out of context and in a vacuum, it's like you would either love having Luigi Nair or it would just butcher your character. My favorite abomination combo would probably be like Luigi Nair on Falco. He would pretty much always have access to Nair into one of the strongest back airs in the game. I would hate that. This move on a fast bowler with fast enough jumps and a kill move they can combo it into, instant high tier. I would love to think about which other characters would be insane if they had this Nair. Let me know in the comments if you have any more ideas for abomination kill confirms out of Luigi Nair in another character. Alright, Fox Nair is busted. This is known, this is true, and I think it deserves third place here, but don't get me wrong, even excluding sex kicks, it's one of the best Nairs in the game. Frame 4 startup, very safe on shield, generous hitbox, at least when we compare it to other speed demons like Sheik's, and it's a combo move. You will rarely get a kill with this move on its own, but it's fine because it will pretty much always have a follow-up on Fox. If you can get an up smash for the kill or a tech chase, nice, do it, but even when it isn't time to kill, Nair can pretty much always combo into simple stuff like maybe a rapid jab for damage, but also down tilt if you're fast, you can get a grab, you can get a dash attack, and all of these are great combo starters and offer good positioning checks. Definitely the utility and playmaking potential of Sheik's Nair with the when in doubt throw it out element of Yoshi, kind of the best of both worlds here. In a vacuum, I imagine this move doing well on any character that can combo it into a smash attack the way Fox does with Nair into up smash, or a kill move. For example, Fox Nair into X dash attack might be possible. Byleth forward smash too. Maybe Crom and Roy could get a back air or an F tilt. I think it would be pretty difficult for most characters to follow up with a strong kill move here because Nair into up smash is easy, but it's easy on Fox. I don't know if a lot of characters are fast enough to easily combo it into something. I'm putting this one above Luigi because in a vacuum, I think this move can be more dangerous. Imagine Fox Nair comboing into Bowser back air or Tipper back air for Marth. That would absolutely be a thing. Fox Nair into Tipper back air for Marth, or maybe he could combo it into Tipper side B. That would be nutty. It would kill at like 40. Something I will say, the main reason this move is busted is because it's on Fox. Thanks to his fall speed and thanks to the combo potential this move offers, this means that a lot of people are going to be conditioned to shield on you, which means that Fox players love to mix you up and suddenly do an empty landing and go for a grab. Foxes love mixing up their landing options between nairs and grabs, and if you're not a fast faller, it's going to be really hard to abuse this the way Fox can, and people will be able to get away with shielding on you a lot more. If you want this move to be as good as it is on Fox with another character, you're going to have to do something else to not let everyone shield what you do. Fox gets away with matching this move way more than other characters could if they had this Nair. Before you comment, let me explain to you why I feel like in a vacuum this move is just Fox Nair but better. Mii Brawler isn't a very popular fighter, and Fire the Pyro hasn't made a video about Nair yet, so people who don't regularly play against this character have no idea how good this move is. When we compare it to Fox, this move is bigger, it's safer on shield, it has more active frames, And because it's on a slower character, it's more lenient when it comes to follow-ups, which gives you more time to input a move, which means that whatever curse combo you thought about for Fox, like, I don't know, maybe Fox Nair into Byleth, Tipper, F smash, it's gonna be easier on Mii Brawler 100% of the time. And putting it back in the context of Brawler's kit, it's still a pretty incredible move. Like Fox, it combos into stuff pretty much all the time. If someone misses a tech on Brawler Nair, they are pretty much always dead because Brawler F smash is insane. I just feel like this move is a direct upgrade to Fox Nair. It does exactly what Fox Nair does, but on a character that isn't a speed demon. So naturally, in a vacuum, more characters are going to be able to abuse this move than they could with Fox's because they're not going to be hindered by the fact that their run speed isn't good enough to use this move the way Fox does. Alright, to absolutely nobody's surprise, except maybe the people in Discord who were downplaying it, Link has the best sex kick in Ultimate and probably the best Nair in the game. Easiest #1 in this list. I find it really hard to argue against this one. It's a 10 out of 10 move for Link, and it's a 10 out of 10 move in a vacuum. Link loves this move for a ton of reasons. First of all, it's huge. Most Nair hitboxes in this video, they look pretty fair, they look pretty balanced, some of them even having a hurt box poking outside of the hitbox, which is kind of weird. But Link's Nair is a lot bigger than it should be. It comes out on frame 7, which does make it the slowest sex kick in this list, but it doesn't matter, alright? This move can be as safe as -1 on shield if you time it right, which means that assuming Link has decent timing, it is literally unpunishable. Instead, if you want to punish it, you want to think about what he does after that Nair, because you are just not going to punish this Nair. The fastest out of shield option is frame 3. You actually literally can't hit him. Out of shield, it's frame 10, not amazing, but Link already has a ton of good out of shield options anyway. The launch angle lets you get tech chases or pressure afterward, so it's really good. Buffered Nair is mostly defensive, but fast fall Nair is where this move gets really dumb. Link's fall speed is pretty standard, but when he fast falls, his fast fall speed is on par with super fast characters like Mythra, Roy, and Greninja. And by on par, I mean it's better. Remember when I was talking about how Fox can abuse his insane fall speed to mix up his landings and go for grabs or whip out his Nair? Link can do this too, and it is just as deadly as it is on Fox. For example, he might not Nair into up smash the way Fox can, but he can combo it into grounded up B kills, jab blocks, tech chases, and sometimes it just kills by itself. Also, you can comfortably use it for edge guards because it sends at a very scary angle, and the hitbox lasts for a while. It's a scary move to deal with off stage. Outside of kill percent, this move is ridiculous. It combos into grass and down tilt, it lasts forever for ledge trapping, and unlike Mario's Nair, this time the sour spot is strong enough for this to be a good idea. On top of that, it eats projectiles. The sour spot deletes up to 17% and the sweet spot up to 22%. That is like most projectiles in this game. Against characters like Mario, Corrin, or Pikachu, Link genuinely does not give a shit if you try to counter zone him. There's just a lot to talk about when it comes to this move. It actually does carry Link. It's his best move, which every character other than neutral air characters like we talked about earlier would consider this neutral air an upgrade to their current one. Like even in a vacuum, this Nair is massive, unpunishable, beats projectiles, tech chases, edge guards, and kills. It's a complete 10 out of 10 Swiss Army knife move with no weaknesses. And that is the list. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and maybe subscribe if you like the content and you feel like coming back for more. If you disagree, that's fine. Obviously, this game has a ton of variables to it. Like, it's really hard to be objective about stuff like this. But I think this is the most conventional and uncontroversial ranking I could have made. So, yeah, you know, that's the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.